नमस्कार, मी रवींद्र बोंद्रे, आदर्श विद्यालय चिखली येथे विज्ञान 2 हा विषय शिकवतो. आदर्श विद्यालय चिखली आणि इजी टेस्ट ॲप यांच्या सहयोगाने मी आपल्याला आजचा हा लेसन शिकवणार आहे. आपण इथे 2 भाग बघितलेले आहेत. तिसरा भाग आपल्याला बघायचा आहे. द थर्ड युनिट इज सेक्शुअल रिप्रोडक्शन. टुडे we shall see sexual reproduction in organisms. So what is sexual reproduction? The question is there. We have seen definition of asexual reproduction. Now sexual reproduction, the reproduction in which 2 organisms are involved. Out of these 2 organisms, one is male and other is female. Male forms male gametes and female forms female gametes. So 2 parents or 2 organisms are involved, male and female, and this is called sexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, only 1 parent is involved. In sexual reproduction, 2 parents are involved. So there are 2 processes of sexual reproduction. First one is gamete formation. And second one is fertilization. Gamete formation and fertilization, these are 2 processes of sexual reproduction. Now gamete formation means formation of gametes. The male organism forms male gametes and the female organisms form female gametes by meiosis. We have seen in asexual reproduction, from a single parent 2 or more daughter cells are formed by mitosis. Here the formation of gametes, male organism form male gamete, female organism form female gamete by a cell division called meiosis, also called reduction division, where chromosome number is reduced to half. क्रोमोसोम नंबर हा अर्ध्यावर येतो, तर त्याला म्हणायचं meiosis or reduction division. This is called gamete formation. Second one is fertilization. Now the gametes which are formed, one is called male gamete, one is called female gamete. The union of male and female gamete to form the union of haploid. Haploid means reduced, where chromosome number is reduced to half. Haploid male gamete and haploid female gamete to form a diploid zygote. Zygote, it is called diploid, where chromosome number is now doubled. The union of haploid male gamete with haploid female gamete to form a diploid zygote is called fertilization. So these are 2 main processes of sexual reproduction. So we have seen 2 parents are involved. One parent is male parent which form male gamete. One parent is female parent which form female gamete, and this results into the genetic recombination. याचं रूपांतर काय होतं, याचा परिणाम genetic recombination, which is absent in asexual reproduction because there is only 1 parent. As there are 2 parents, the individual or organism which is formed, newly formed after fertilization, it has some characters of both parents, male and female, and some characters which are present, they are different from parents. Then what is the benefit of this sexual reproduction? It results into the genetic diversity. genetic diversity. So sexual reproduction results into the genetic diversity or variation, due to which the individual which is formed by sexual reproduction can withstand the adverse atmosphere or surrounding, and also they save from extinction. म्हणजे ज्या नवीन प्रजाती तयार होतात त्या एक्सटिंक्शन किंवा नामशेष होणे यापासून वाचतात. दॅट इज द बेनिफिट ऑफ व्हॉट इज कॉल्ड सेक्शुअल रिप्रोडक्शन. सो दॅट इज a general information about sexual reproduction. Now today we have to see sexual reproduction in plants. Sexual reproduction in plants. So we have seen just two processes of sexual reproduction. One is gamete formation and one is fertilization. And now we shall see sexual reproduction in plants. As we see earlier that in plants flower is the sexually reproducing organ, and the organ other than flowers, they are called as vegetative organs. We have seen the vegetative propagation in asexual reproduction. So flower is the organ which take part in the sexual reproduction in plants. So we shall see the structure of flower. As flower is the organ which take part in sexual reproduction, so we must know what is flower, which are the parts of flower, how they take part in reproduction. So structure of flower, we shall see VS of flower, vertical section of flower. So this is the vertical section of flower. This is the vertical section of flower. We can say VS of flower. VS for vertical section. Now the flower has 4 roles. These roles are called calyx. Now this is called calyx. Corolla. Then third role, called androecium. And the fourth role, this one, internal, it is called gynoecium. So a flower has 4 roles. Outer 2 roles, calyx and corolla, are called outer 2 roles. They are called accessory roles. Collectively, they are called accessory roles. Means they take part in the protection of inner parts of flower. So calyx and corolla are called accessory roles, and androecium and gynoecium, they are called essential roles. Essential roles, because they take part in the sexual reproduction. So it means the main organs of the flower are androecium and gynoecium. So these are 4 roles of flower. Now the member of calyx is called sepal. The member of corolla is called petal. So when the flower is in bud condition, it is generally all buds are green in color because they are covered by outer surface calyx, which is green in color. It protect the inner parts when it is in bud condition. So the member of calyx is called sepal, and the corolla is variously colored part. Most attractive colored part of the flower is corolla, and the member is called petal. In Marathi they are called as pakळ्या. They are variously colored. Then question arises, why the flowers are of variously colored? So because to attract the insects for a process called pollination, the flowers are variously colored. So these are calyx and corolla. Outer two rows collectively called as accessory rows. Now we shall see the main part of the flower. The inner part, androecium and gynoecium. So androecium is male part of the flower. So naturally gynoecium is the female part of the flower. So androecium, the member of androecium is called stamen. The member of androecium is called stamen, and this androecium, it contains pollen grains. This is the structure of pushal. This is the structure. This is the androecium. Inside androecium are present large number of pollen grains, and these pollen grains, त्याला म्हणतो आपण परागकण मराठीमध्ये. Each pollen grain contains 2 haploid male gametes. Means suppose the flower has chromosome number 20, then the male gametes which are present in the pollen grains, they contain 10. The chromosome number is reduced to half because the gametes are formed, we have seen, by reduction division or meiosis. So they are haploid male gametes. Each pollen grain, if we show this pollen grain, this is the pollen grain, it contains 2 male gametes which are haploid. So that is all about the structure of androecium, and the member is called stamen. It is male reproductive organ. Now there are some flowers which have this stalk. This is called stalk of the flower. So the flowers which are with stalk are called pedicellate. Pedicellate flower. The flowers with stalk are called pedicellate. Pedicellate means dandi. And there are some flowers without stalk or without pedicellate. They are called sessile flowers. Sessile means without stalk. So if the flower has stalk, it is called pedicellate. If the flower lacks stalk, it is called sessile. Then there are most of the flowers in plants, they are bisexual. What is bisexual? If both the sex organs, means androecium and gynoecium, are present in the same flower, then that they are called as bisexual. And in plants, most of the plants have flowers which are bisexual, means they contain both the gametes or both the sex organs in the same flower. But there are some plants where male flowers and female flowers are different, and such flowers are called unisexual, but their number is less. For example, Karela or papaya. These plants have flower, but these flowers are unisexual. Then what are unisexual flowers? If the flower contain only androecium but no gynoecium, it is called unisexual flower and called male flower because androecium is the male sex organ. If the flower contains gynoecium but no androecium, it is called female flower. Why? Because gynoecium is the female reproductive organ. Okay? So in this way, there are two types of flowers: bisexual flowers, unisexual flowers. So generally, most of the flowers are bisexual. We have seen androecium. Now we shall see gynoecium. This is the gynoecium. Gynoecium, the member of gynoecium is called carpel. The member of gynoecium is called carpel. As we have seen, member of androecium is called stamen. It is called carpel. It is made up of three parts. Now we shall see these three parts. The upper part, which is flat and sticky, is called stigma. The middle long tube is called style, and the basal oval or swollen part is called ovary. So these are three parts of female reproductive system or gynoecium: stigma, style, ovary. This stigma is sticky in nature. Why sticky? Because these pollen grains, when they fall on them, to retain them, the surface is sticky. Then this style is the long tube, which is generally empty, and the basal part is called ovary, which is swollen, and this ovary contains 1 to many. This round body is called ovules. 1 to many called ovules. Now, in each ovule, when ovule get matured, meiosis or reduction division takes place, and they form a female gamete or egg cell. Egg cell, or also called female gamete, is formed, and two polar nuclei are formed. After meiosis, in ovules, two egg cells, or one egg cell or female gamete, and two polar nuclei are formed from the by the meiosis. Then next process, next part, we have seen the petals are variously colored. We have seen the reason why they are variously colored, because to attract the insects. For what purpose? For a process called pollination. Then what is pollination? The question arises, what is pollination? The process of transfer of pollen grains to the stigma of the flower. Simple answer. The process of transfer of pollen grains to the stigma is called pollination. How they are transferred? For their transfer, some media are required, some vectors are required, and these vectors are air, insect, and water for aquatic plants. These are three vectors by which pollination can be done. And this pollination is of two types. One is called self-pollination, other is called cross-pollination. Then what is self-pollination? What is cross pollination. So self pollination means the transfer of pollen grains from pollen grain to the stigma of the same flower. त्याच फ्लावरचा पोलन ग्रेन त्याच फ्लावरच्या स्टिग्मावर पडणे. फ्लावर एकच, त्याला म्हणायचं सेल्फ पॉलिनेशन. It is called self pollination and they are done by either air or insect. Other is cross pollination. Again, definition: transfer of pollen grains of one flower to the stigma of other flower but of the same species. It's called of the same species of the same plant or other plant, but species should be same. म्हणजे उदाहरणार्थ पेरूच झाड, पेरूच असं वन आहे, भरपूर झाड आहे, तर एका फ्लावरचे पोलन ग्रेन्स पेरूच्या दुसऱ्या फ्लावरच्या दुसऱ्या झाडाच्या दुसऱ्या फ्लावरच्या स्टिग्मावर पडणे, त्याला म्हणायचं क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन. पण प्लांट मात्र पेरूचा झाड ऑफ द सेम स्पेसिस, दॅट इज कॉल्ड क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन. And then what happens after pollination? The pollen grains, they fall on the stigma. As we have seen, stigma is sticky, so they remain there. So we have seen the pollination. So the stigma, now this is the stigma, as we have seen, and these are the pollen grains. We have shown only 2 pollen grains, and each pollen grain contains 2 male gametes. Okay. Then after pollination, what happens? This stigma, these pollen grains, they mature. Now the same diagram is modified by me. Same diagram is modified only to simplify the lecture. Now listen. This is stigma. Now it is made broad. Now here, suppose this is the female gamete and polar nucleus. Now this is called ovule. Now here these pollen grains form a pollen tube. This is a long tube which starts from stigma, then style, and it reaches ovule. So the pollen tubes depends on the number of pollen grains. The tube reaches to the mouth of the ovule. This tube grows towards the ovule because of chemotropism. So it releases some chemicals, and the movement of a part or organ in response to certain chemicals is called chemotropism. So due to this chemotropism, this pollen tube grows at the mouth of this ovule, and these both male gametes, they reach at the top here, at the top of the tip of the pollen tube. Now here this wall ruptures and both male gametes, they combine with female gamete. So the union of one of the male gamete with female gamete, both are haploid. Male gamete is haploid, female gamete is haploid, and the union of one haploid male gamete with female gamete results into the formation of a diploid zygote.
Here a diploid zygote is formed, is called zygote. And the other male gamete unites with these two polar nuclei. The union of other male gamete with two polar nuclei to form endosperm. So this union results in the formation of endosperm. Endosperm. And this endosperm provide nutrition to the developing zygote. So this formation of zygote, union of male gamete with female gamete to form a diploid zygote, is called fertilization. We have seen one of the process of sexual reproduction is fertilization. So here zygote is formed and endosperm is formed. This endosperm provide nutrition to the developing zygote, and then this zygote, now it grows by or divides by mitosis, where chrome number is maintained, there is no change, and it develops into embryo, and then a seed is formed. Here seed is formed. So the number of seed depends on the number of ovules. If there is only one ovule, only one seed is formed. For example, mango. If there is 3 or 4 ovules, then 3 to 4 seeds are formed. For example, apple. But if number of ovules are many, then many seeds are formed. For example, tomato. Okay, and then this ovary develops into fruit, and then that is the complete sexual reproduction ends. So in this way, that is all about sexual reproduction in plants. So after formation of seed, these seeds grows in the fruit, then it fall on the ground, and then this seed germinate into new plant. So when the seed germinate, when it get suitable atmosphere, water, air and soil, then it germinates, and then a new plant is formed. So this is called germination. So that is all about sexual reproduction in plants. Thanks.